Oh,
Owen said he last saw Bilbo along the low path.
The old dwarf mines are down there.
and they're
The
infested
goblins
with
drove the
boogans.
dwarves from those strongholds long ago. Now, all manner of vile creatures roam those halls.
You dwarves will find Mr. Baggins, or I'll go alone and leave you to get out of here as best you can.
Quite rude. Oh, more gear puzzles. And they call it a mine. A mine! This is no mine. It's probably the best line reading in that entire movie. It's just on the border between goofy and serious. I love it. It's probably my most quoted line from that movie is, they call it a mine. A mine! This is no mine. It is a tomb. And then just Gimli's face as it just falls. Oh, I need to watch those movies again soon. The thing is that watching the Lord of the Rings movies is genuinely amazing. I love the Lord of the Rings movies, but they are very long. Because once you've watched the extended editions, you can't go back to watching the theatrical editions. Or at least I can't. And neither can my girlfriend. Like, there's so much stuff that they leave out of the theatrical editions that I could never watch them again. I'd be constantly going like, oh, I remember when this scene was about to happen. And it would feel empty. But it means that I think in total they're about 14 hours long if you watch them all. If you watch the extended editions, I mean. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, lovely. What monsters am I going to fight? I'm not seeing any monsters yet. I must have watched Fellowship so many times because I've tried to start the trilogy but never made it through. Oh my god! Oh, and hello, Ninja. I think I've watched them all equally. Like, once I've started watching Fellowship of the Ring, there is like a settling feeling in my stomach where I'm like, I have now locked myself in, like a pact written in blood that I have to finish this series. I have not seen that's gonna fall if I step on it, right? So I'll just get it over with and jump over it. I have not seen the Hobbit movies since I saw them in cinemas, though. I watched them each once in cinemas and went, that was very disappointing, and I'm very sad now. And then, you know, we never saw them again. In fact, I saw the third Hobbit movie, the final one, the Battle of Five Armies, the one with that absolutely nightmarish CGI Billy Connolly, right? That one I saw twice in cinemas. And it wasn't because it's a good movie. It's probably the worst of them, honestly. It's so bad. But it's I watched it because my now girlfriend, who I've been with for years, hadn't seen it yet, and it was our first date. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go see it along with you, because I was like, I want to go on a date with this girl. So I ended up seeing it twice, and kind of gritting my teeth through it. And then at the end she was like, oh, that sucked. Like, why did we watch that? I was like, okay, cool. We're on the same page. Lovely. I was just scanning through channel analytics and saw that apparently we have lots in common. Oh, that's really cool. I've never looked at that analytic. Then I show up and hear you nerding out about Lord of the Rings and know we must be kindred spirits. Well, I was saying, like, I have Lord of the Rings on the brain right now, which is why I started up The Hobbit, because it seems like on Twitter, every 6 months or so, everybody goes through like a Lord of the Rings phase again, where like a certain type of person or a certain group of people will rediscover Lord of the Rings and start tweeting memes of Lord of the Rings, and then the subreddit like lights up as well because they're getting more content. And yeah, it's just like a nice thing, and it always reminds me like, oh yeah, I need to watch them again. I didn't even bother with the third Hobbit movie in the end. I kind of wish I hadn't, honestly. I wish, now, knowing what I know now, I would have gone like, maybe we'll see something else instead. In fact, our first 2 dates, my girlfriend and I, we watched 2 genuinely awful movies. Like, we watched the third Hobbit movie, my second time seeing it, her first, and then that was awful. And the second time we actually walked out of a movie. And it was half because we just weren't interested in the movie, and half because we were just like, I'd rather just go on a walk and talk to you, which is nice. But, we watched that Moses movie? Was it Noah or Moses? I think it was Moses, where Christian Bale plays Moses, which is some... I think he wears, like, brown skin in that movie, or brown face in that movie a little bit, so... There's a really interesting documentary on YouTube about what happened during the Hobbit movies, and it's brutal. National issues, labour issues, corporate shenanigans. It almost killed Peter Jackson. It almost gave Ian McKellen at Breakdown as well, didn't it? Like, there's that famous thing where there's that famous clip or that famous interview I think somebody gave about Ian McKellen during that movie, which is tragic because Ian McKellen is basically the perfect Gandalf. Like, you could not get anyone better. And I know that's biased because I've watched him so much as Gandalf, but he is incredible as Gandalf. But there's an account of him acting against some tennis balls on sticks in a giant green screen. Because all of the scheduling labor conflicts that were on the movie meant that half the time they weren't filming together, they would just CG them all into different scenes. And so he was acting in the scene with the dwarves and like talking to like Thorin or something like that. And it was literally just him in all Gandalf outfit, just talking to a tennis ball on a stick with like bubbles all around it to do some green screen mapping later. And apparently he just said, "This isn't why I became an actor," and almost like just started like weeping, and they all had to comfort him in his trailer. It's so sad. Yeah, I saw that breaking. Okay, where am I going, by the way? Exodus Gods and Kings is the movie I was thinking of. Yes, thank you, because that would have bothered me a little bit. Am I supposed to be going up here, maybe? I could probably jump up there. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. We'll go the low road first. That Ian McKellen story just makes me sad. The whole movie is sad. Like, you can watch it and you can see... It is weird, because you can see the seams in that movie in a way that you can't with Lord of the Rings. Because if you watch Lord of the Rings now, it looks great. Like, there's a couple of...
these odd contraptions. And it's missing pieces, too.
Yep, I was... Not a surprise, honestly, that you would reuse this puzzle. But, if you watch Lord of the Rings now, there's a couple of scenes that don't hold up. Like the Mooba kills, the elephants, the CGI elephants look a bit, you know, video gamey. But in general, the effects look amazing for a 20-year-old movie. You can tell it was life-changing for CGI artists. The Hobbits made like 10 years later look really bad. Like, they're so bad. Like, all the colours are oversaturated. Everything is just... It looks terrible. So you can tell there was some sort of things going on behind the scenes. What's your story? How long have you been streaming? I'd love to learn more about what you're up to. I have been streaming since January. Yeah? Yeah, my first stream was January 2nd. It's almost like a New Year's resolution, I guess you could call it, to do this. Because I was, I'm taking a year-long break from college because... Have you seen the world outside? So I was like, I don't want to do remote university right now, so I'm going to do like a break from college for a bit. And, okay, I need to go do other things then. I need to get more parts. How many parts do I need? I just need... Fix the copper machine. Find the copper shank head. Okay, cool. Oh, I love these ladybirds, by the way. I keep saying that. But, yeah, so I decided, in order to kill time, I will do streaming, basically, and that's how it worked. And it's gone quite well. I've liked this. I have a little Discord set up and, you know, a nice little crew of regulars that show up. It's been quite nice. Oh, we've done it, by the way. Yeah, I've been trying out some new stuff as well, like this. Yeah, it's just nice. I like being a streamer, it turns out. Streaming is fun. Just as a nice little hobby. It's cool. Maybe I should throw rocks at these guys until they... What is that? Is that a big key in the background? Well, I'm sure we'll come to it. That's very cool. Thank you. I assume you mentioned analytics, so I assume you're a streamer as well, right? Lord of the Rings is another thing from the early 2000s that aged incredibly well. I think what that and Wind Waker had in common is that they knew their limitations. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, they didn't try to do anything that they couldn't do. Like, there's the famous stuff about Lord of the Rings, where, you know, they knew that green screening all the hobbits to make them look smaller, they didn't quite have the technology. So they do use it in some scenes, and it looks fine. But sometimes you can see the seams. But in general, they came up with these all cool camera tricks. So it's like, you know, there'll be a scene where Gandalf is sitting with Bilbo at a table. I'm doing my hand movements, but my camera angle is a bit too narrow. There'll be scenes where they're sitting at a table, and one looks huge and one looks small. But then if you zoom out and turn around the camera, they're actually sitting like 15 feet apart from each other. And it's just camera perspective that's making it look like they're next to each other. You know, they did a lot of that kind of cool stuff. Because they thought, you know, a CG effect won't look as good with the current technology, you know? it's uncouth to discuss it. You're absolutely right about Lord of the Rings effects holding up way better than The Hobbit. I don't know, I've been considering getting some, like, I don't know, streamer friends. I'm really bad at making friends, is the thing. Like, not only do I... Wait, another one? Oh god, there's gonna be another gear thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I've been considering doing, like, collaborations and stuff. I have not made any inroads in doing this, by the way. I've basically just floated the idea of, like, oh, maybe I'll do a collaboration at some point. But, like, I'm really bad at it. Networking is the worst. I have a certificate in communications, right? Because it was mandatory for my course. And communications and networking, I've been drilled so many times on how it's amazing and useful, but my god, it makes me want to die every time. Like, reaching out to people and going, like, doing the, like, networking voice, where it's like, hey bro, love to touch base sometime and see what we're doing together. It's like, oh, makes me want to die. It's like, yeah, I've mentioned this before, but the field I'm in, at least what I'm getting, you know, university educated in, is video editing and media production, stuff like that. And I much prefer the media, or the video editing side of that, because it's, you can be, like, completely insular. You never have to speak to another person, really. Like, you have, like, a meeting once a week. Like, I directed and edited a short film, right, for as, like, you know, like a college student film thing. It's like 10 minutes long or something. But, the editing bit was my favourite part. Like, I liked directing a lot, but my god, I hate people. So I was like, getting people to do things was a genuine nightmare. But the editing, it was just like, I'm going to lock myself in my room with a, like, you know, my triple monitor rig in front of me, and I'm just going to spend 20 hours just editing all my stuff. And it was so nice, it was so pleasant. Do you edit all of your YouTube videos? I do, yes. And, I mean, it's not the most stellar editing you've ever seen, I'll say that now, but it's good. Like, I've gotten into a nice flow with it that it doesn't take me that long anymore, which is good. It's like a highlight reel for every video, almost. What's... Okay, good. More stuff opening. Lovely. I have such a hard time networking. I hate how false I feel. That is what it comes down to, I think. Whenever I've done, like, interviews or something like that, I always do feel quite... almost like a... you know, like the stereotype of a used car salesman? That kind of thing. Disingenuous is a good way to put it. I almost feel... you know what I feel like? And I haven't experienced much of this, because I've only been to America once. But I feel like I feel like an American waiter when I do networking, or when I do an interview. Where it's like, you have to have that, like, slightly off smile on that you don't really mean. It's something I appreciate a lot living here. Because, famously, a couple of American chains tried to come to Europe. Walmart being a big one. They tried to come to Germany and I think Ireland. And they failed miserably because people hated it. Because they have that whole thing where you're meant to smile. Like, have I gotten all the gears? I have. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But apparently people just found it really off-putting and just stopped going. And like, same with when they try to open a American chains and they get people trained in that way. It's like, oh, you make really intense eye contact and smile and say, have a nice day after every sentence. People stop going and the business fails. It's just not a thing here. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. I will check out your channel at some point, I think. Because again, I've never checked out the analytics thing much. Or at least I should. Because I would like to figure out some overlapping streamers, just because why not, right? Like, I'm always looking for new streamers to follow as well, just as background noise while I'm doing editing and stuff like that. It's always good work. I didn't get that last chest, by the way. Should I be doing that? No, I shouldn't. I'm on it, if I'm being honest. Like, it's probably not that hard to get. Yeah, we're never getting that. Never mind. Let's go. Oh, don't fall, please. Squint the voice and turn the... or squint the eyes and move the voice up a semitone. I guess moving your voice up a semitone is kind of squinting for your voice. So I didn't misspeak. I do go noticeably more high-pitched around certain people. And that one isn't even a... like, I'm speaking, I think, lower than I normally speak. Like, this is about as low as I can speak. if I try to go too low, it's the same when I'm singing. If I try to go lower than my normal speaking voice like this, my voice breaks. I have a naturally irritatingly high like pixie voice. I really don't like it. But when I'm talking to my girlfriend, my voice will go higher apparently, which is something that has been commented to me, but I never noticed. Apparently, like my brother, when I first started going out with my girlfriend, apparently when we talk to each other, our voices go up a bit, like a semitone basically, or like a quarter tone even. And my brother was like looking at me going like, you know, you're speaking higher. It's quite strange. I don't like it. The analytics confused the hell out of me. I checked mine yesterday and it said the people have found my channel via the magic tricks tag, which is not something I do at all. Twitch is weird like that. I've checked the YouTube analytics, but I get so few YouTube viewers anyway that it barely works, to be honest. Are you going to be cool? A health bar has popped up above you, so I doubt you're going to be cool. Okay, let me take out one or two of you first with these stones. There we go. Oh, they're wiggling. What is it about game developers thinking that wiggling is scary? Oh, I don't even need to use Sting here. They die in one shot anyway, and this is a wider reach. I do the same thing with my kids. I've heard myself recorded while chatting with them, and it's all baby talk and gibberish, and they're not even babies. I did the same thing. The video that I attempted to upload to my Discord today was me lying in the grass of my garden while a guinea pig ran towards me, right? And I say, "Oh, hello, pig." And I thought it sounded normal like that, like, "Oh, hello." It turns out when I actually listened to it back, it was like, "Oh, hello." Oh, I mean, what was the point of hiding this key if it's right here? Well, we have the firewood and we have the troll key. Can I take it back? Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to need that for anything else, but I can't seem to actually pick it up. Can I save? I don't think I can make it back up there. Hopefully there's a save point here. I normally hate baby talk too. Like, I am one of those... I don't know, I've kind of become what I hate in life, honestly. Like, when I was a teenager, I was like, I hate people who do baby talk to pets. And I sometimes do that to the guinea pigs. And I hate people who are, like, overly affectionate in public with their partners. And I was like... I definitely do that. I was like, oh, I definitely do that. We're one of those couples who uses really upsettingly gooey pet names for each other. And I was like, I would probably throw rocks at myself if I was a teenager and I saw myself now. Oh, you redeemed Riddle Me This, which I don't think I redeemed on the last stream, by the way. I'll do that in a second. I will read out a riddle and try to solve it. It's appropriate for Lord of the Rings. Because, you know, Tolkien was big on riddles. Let me concentrate. Because again, they have made lockpicking harder than it actually is. Oh my god, please. That's too many things. Again, I will just to prove my point one more time. I promise I won't do this every time. I have a lock here and a little tension wrench. Yeah, little tension wrench in the lock. I'm gonna get a rake. I'm gonna see how long it takes me to unlock this compared to how long it just took me in the game. So I am starting now. And it's open. Lockpicked. That is how easy it is. Everybody should get into lockpicking. It's quite fun, it turns out. You've mentioned singing, and I see a piano and a guitar. Musician or hobby? Very much hobby. I've taught myself. Well, I'm teaching myself guitar, currently. And I've sort of taught myself piano. I'm like intermediate, beginner intermediate in piano. And I'm very much beginner in guitar. One of those guitars I bought, and the other one, the electric one, I like inherited from it was just lying in a corner, basically, at like my old family house. And also, the string is broken. I played it for the first time in weeks, like a couple of weeks ago, because I played the acoustic every so often, but I was like, I should play the electric, because I need to learn riffs, because I'm bad at learning riffs. And I picked it up and was like, all tuned, ready to play, strum, and then it like... The string broke so viciously that it actually like scratched my hand. So it's like, oh well, that's a bad omen. We have a lot in common. I'm a guitar and bass player myself. I would consider playing bass. But yeah, guitar, piano is my main instrument definitely, and then guitar. I think my brother might be learning bass. My brother is a very, very, very good guitarist. He's a guitarist in like a pub band. And, you know, he's one of those people, he has like 4 guitars, one of them being with like... One of them is the 8-string guitar that, like, doom metal players play, where it's, like, You know, you play a chord and it's like... And he's also a drummer, and he's a very good drummer as well. I've been a public speaker for 15 years, and you learn communication. I don't like public speaking, which is ironic, because, look, I'm aware that that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, I'm in a hole. I wasn't expecting that to break, I'll be honest. I forgot that that happened. Oh, and I said I was going to do the riddle, and I may as well. Let's do the riddle now. I need to, like, get up. Where's my desktop? I'll switch over scenes in just a second. This is a small segment that I'm still trying out, if I'm being honest. Oh god, I opened up Firefox and it's still the Leonard Nimoy Ballad of Bilbo Baggins song that I used to start off the stream. Ugh. I love that song, but it's objectively terrible. Anyway, let's look at a riddle. I'll choose one and then I'll switch over to it. Okay, here we go. I'll go to the challenging riddle section and switch over. Hello, I'm here. I'm here now. Which one does not belong? One of the 4 words does not belong with the other 3. Which word does not belong? What is it that the others have in common? Green, yellow, red, blue. April, December, November, June. Cirrus, calculus, cumulus, stratus. Carrots, radishes, potatoes, cabbages. Fork, comb, rake, shovel. Okay, I think I actually know the answer. Well, no, I know the first part of this. It's RGB. So it is the colors of, like, screens, usually. CMYK, if you're in print design, you'll know this. CMYK is what you use for printers, and then RGB is monitors and TV screens. So it's RGB. So yellow is the odd one out. Then April, December, November, June. This one's the only one in summer, I guess? Well, this one's the only one in spring. I have no idea what that one is, to be honest. Cirrus, calculus, cumulus, stratus, that's easy. These are all clouds. This one isn't. So it's yellow, calculus, then... cabbages? Cabbages are the only one of these that are leafy and are... Yeah, of course, play too. Like, do suggestions or something, or... I won't read chat if people are like... I'll try to ignore answers, but also play along. Cabbages are the only ones that are leafy, and they're also the only one that grow above ground, right? These are all roots and tubers. Fork, comb, rake, shovel. A comb is the only one used in the garden. So it's comb, cabbages, calculus, yellow. What is it that the others have in common? Okay, so I think that's it, right? It's just... Yeah, I don't know the months. I don't know the months at all. That's the one I'm stuck on. So it's green, it's yellow is out of order. Calculus, cabbages, and comb. Oh, you're right. I think a shovel has no spines. That's a much better answer. I think I know the months. Okay, so it's a comb. So yeah, you can use a pitchfork, you can use a rake, and you can use a shovel in the garden. And you can't use a comb. But shovel is the only one that's smooth, so I think that might be... Oh, it's days of the month. Oh, I never learned this. This is where my shame comes out. Oh no. My shame. I was missing. This is something that people don't believe. I was missing the day in primary school that we learned the rhyme. You know the whole, like, 30 days have something, 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 all the rest have 31? I never learned that rhyme because I was missing that day. They taught us, and then I came in the next day and they were like, oh yeah, we don't need to... Everybody seems to already know it, so we don't need to relearn it. And I just kind of kept my head down and went... Okay, I'll just learn this on my own someday. And never did. 20 years later, I haven't learned it. Okay, let me just say, 1 second. 30 days has... And look up the rhyme. There we go. I have issues with long division. I couldn't do long division now. I'm very bad at maths. 30 days have September, April, June, November. April, June, November. So it's December, right? April, all the rest have 31? Yes. So it's December. Okay, so it's yellow, December, calculus, cabbages, and shovel. Do I have to, like, match all of those together? I don't think they have anything in common together, but let's show answer. Green. Oh, god damn it. Green is... Oh, no! My graphic designer brain kicked in, and I just thought RGB, of course. Yeah, you have to mix green... To get green, you have to mix yellow and blue. These are primary colours. Well, I'm dumb. December, you were right. Calculus, cabbage, and shovel. You were also right about that one. I'm not great at riddles, it turns out. Anyway, we'll go back to the game. There we go. We're back, I think. Although I'm not back. There we go. And we're back. Lovely. My logic was way off with the months. What was your thing with the months? Or was yours like maybe holidays or something like that? Maybe? I was kind of thinking that. Like June is one that doesn't have a holiday in it. Or does it? Because April is... Easter's in April, isn't it? Or is Easter in March? Oh, being raised in Ireland, I should know that. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I had December, but I thought it was the others were names. Oh yeah, I've heard that. April's a name, June's definitely a name. What was the other one? Whatever it was. I would never... I kind of don't like those names. Those, like, naming somebody after a month. Although April is kind of a nice name. Never mind, I'm dumb. It's worse when you name someone after a country, definitely. Like, I always find it weird when people name things after countries. Oh, I saw another comment from another chat message saying that, mentioning the accent. People keep coming in and saying that the Irish accent is very sort of lyrical and sing-songy. And as I was saying before in a previous stream, I've been watching a couple of Irish movies recently, and I get it, finally. Like, I was always like, I still don't like the accent. I still think the accent is dumb. I don't like my own accent.
Up here!
Oh, Gandalf! You'll never believe what happened. There were giants and
He's sounding a little bit like Gilbert Gottfried when he
Plenty of
shouts.
time for stories when it's warm and dry.
Fantastic. Anyway, I don't really like the accent. I think everybody in Ireland sounds like a farmer, including me. I don't like my own accent. But I do get what people mean when they say sing-songy, because we were watching a movie called Wolfwalkers, and we watched another movie called Song of the Sea, and both of them are Irish productions with all Irish actors. Well, Sean Bean's in one of them, but all the rest of the actors are Irish. And compared to the English accent and the American accent especially, it does sound like almost like songs. Like, it sounds very lyrical and lilting.
There
It sounds
you are,
jolly,
Bilbo.
which I'm not really a fan of. Not as jolly and lyrical as Welsh. I like the Welsh accent quite a bit. Oh, these are actual goblins. Oh no. Well, we have Gandalf to help. Gandalf should be able to take these guys out easily, right?
Crash, crash! Crush, smash, take them to the great
Oh, we're just being kidnapped, never mind. Gandalf! Oh, Gandalf can cast lightning out of his fingers. I don't bel- Oh no! I didn't realise that I had forgotten to heal. Well, we're not too far away, I think. Yeah, I think we had saved just about up here. My bad, turns out. People often get my accent confused with Irish for some reason. Yeah, I mean, obviously I wouldn't, but,
There you are, Bilbo.
any of the, like, Wales, Irish, Scottish seem to get confused with each other a lot. I kind of get Scottish and Irish. They're a little bit close. Well, depending on where you go. Like, you know, East
Crash,
Scottish.
crash.
Or, sorry, West
Crush,
Scottish would be a bit
smash,
closer.
Take them to the
But,
great Goblin.
You know, Glasgow is not very similar to Irish. But, oh no, I don't think I can win. Okay, what I probably should have done is healed first. For some reason, I got it in my head that I couldn't heal before going in. Should probably just do that, shouldn't I? 1 second. And use a healing potion. And there we go. Now quick save again. There we go. Now we'll be able to take care of these guys pretty quickly. At first I was like, how much damage are they doing? But no, I just forgot to heal. But yeah, Welsh I don't understand how you could mix up with Irish. It's not particularly similar.
There you are, Bilbo.
Also, the Welsh still know their own language. So there's even more of an influence there. I kind of wish Irish was still spoken in Ireland. It'd be kind of nice. But not nice enough for me to actually go and learn it.
Clash, crash.
Because that sounds like the hard work.
Crush, smash,
And again,
take
nobody
them
speaks
to
it, so what's the
great
point?
Goblin.
And, you know, Ireland does not have much in the way of, like... Oh, lovely. Ireland does not have... Oh, God, I'm getting beaten to death here. There we go. Just to kill him. Irish does not have much in the way of, like, fine literature. Oh god, I'm gonna die again. No! I hit the key to open my inventory and take the potion. I promise. It just didn't respond. That was harder than I thought. Next time I go in, let's check to see if there's mushrooms around. There must be, right? Also, I got hit early on, I think, which I should avoid. Okay, let's... Oh, there is mushrooms. Okay, my bad. Let's, jump out of the way, first of all. And then jump, and then swing. Nope, that didn't really work. There we go. Anyone else? There we go. I can jump attack him, and then kill him. Oh, that was actually fine. That went completely fine. Never mind, I didn't even need it. I always like hearing Welsh spoken. It sounds
This should stop
nice,
those
but in kind of
goblins.
like a silly way, to be honest. Lots of consonants, so it sounds like k. Like, isn't the double L in Welsh a k sound?
There is more about you than meets the eye, Mr. Baggins.
Not really, I was kind of just flailing
The
around.
dwarves made camp just around the bend. Come along, Mr. Baggins.
Oh, that was easy. I didn't get to pick... Oh, I was about to say I didn't get to pick up my crystals. Thank you. I will take these, please. I don't know how far away we are from a level up. I imagine quite far. Spot on with the double L there. Most people can't pronounce it. Most non-Welsh people, I mean. Well, that's what I mean in the way that it's similar to Irish, because that's very much a sound in Irish. It is just the standard, the way it's spelled at least, because we lost the Irish alphabet. It doesn't really exist anymore. But how it's written down is CH, but you're meant to go ch or k. So it's a similar kind of noise. Apparently it's in Dutch as well. Like you know, like my friend or something is a pretty common thing to say in Irish. It's Machara. And like my name, my last name, you won't be able to find me by this last name because I think it's the first or second most common surname in Ireland. But my last name is Kelly, and that's the anglicised version. The actual Irish pronunciation of that is O'Chalig. So it's a lot of back of the throat action in Irish, which I'm not really a fan of. It can go flips from being quite lyrical and nice sounding to quite harsh, depending on the sentence. Machara, Con O'Chalig, you know, that kind of thing. Have a great stream. I gotta go prepare for mine. Yeah, you too. Have a good stream. I might host you afterwards, I'll see. We have the CH as well, which is a bit of a harder sound. It's something that, I don't know, I was about to say it's kind of hard to learn, because you have to kind of consciously do it for a bit, but Irish is obviously easier to learn for us, because we already have the accent and the grammar kind of flows quite well, because we kind of speak that way anyway, because, you know, English is Ireland. If you're in Ireland, apparently Americans think, some of them at least, people who don't know anything, some Americans think that people speak Irish in Ireland, which you can't really blame them, it's in the name, but no, you know, people come to Ireland and like ask around like, oh, you know, where can I hear people speaking Irish? And it's like, basically in like some camps called the Gaeltacht that are like out in the West Country somewhere. Outside of there, like classrooms, that's kind of all you'll see, or political speeches.
Well, here's your confusticated firewood.
That's a great word.
good lad.
Confusticated. It almost sounds like a word you'd hear in like Winnie the Pooh. I'm confuzzled and confusticated. I wish Americans thought we spoke Welsh here, but they don't even know we're not England. Well, Welsh is... I remember reading, because I don't know if this is actually true or if it's just Irish propaganda is the thing, but I think we were always told that Welsh is way more spoken in Wales than Irish is spoken in Ireland, that it's kind of made at least some way of a resurgence, that a lot of people know at least conversational Welsh. I don't know if that's actually true, though, or if it was just like a... Because there was a lot of that in Irish classes in secondary school, where it was like, you should be ashamed that you don't know this language. So it was kind of trying to like bully us into learning it almost. By going like, other countries have done it, look at Wales, look at Wales, look at them. But I don't know if that's true. Anyway, anyone else want to talk to me?
You should try to keep yourself out of trouble, Baggins.
Sure.
While our burglar was lost, Keely and I found a nice dry cave.
I found your firewood and got a troll key.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Sometimes trolls make their homes in these mountains.
Oh,
Shall
I
hope you
can't
didn't
stay
run
mad at
into
you.
any out there.
Welsh is fairly popular. Most people can make conversation. There's a massive influx in people learning it. It's the most learned language on Duolingo in the UK. That's very cool. Irish is not. I don't even know if Duolingo would have Irish. Because again, like, Irish tried to. Because after Ireland, I should say, became independent, there was a huge thing. Because basically the reason that people don't speak Irish is probably a similar reason that people don't speak Welsh and don't speak Scots Gaelic. Is because the English came over, colonized us, and beat you to death if you spoke it. It's like if you did Irish dancing or Irish sports, or which have come back in a big way, Irish sports especially, they're huge here. But if you spoke the Irish language, was a big one, you'd get whipped or like not fed, you know, at the soup kitchens. So it kind of died out pretty hard, and it never really recovered after it became independent in the 1920s, early mid 20s. There was like a big push for it, but it never really took off. Everybody was just like, nah, we're lazy and we'll stick to English. So all of the road signs are in Irish here, but I cannot read them. Like all road signs, all like government documents have to come in Irish as well. Nobody has ever flipped them over and read in Irish. It just doesn't happen. Every political speech you go to, like if you have an opening of something and a mayor comes, they'll always do half their speech in Irish, and you can look around and you can see a wave of glazed eyes go over the crowd as they're like, you're the only one who can understand this and you're speaking it.
The sun sleeps, and so should we.
Oh, this is the chapter I remember.
Time to make camp, Mr. Baggins.
Not from the game, but from the book. It looks like he has little top knots. Like that character from Dragonlance. What was he called? Oh, what was the character from Tesselhoff? I think it was Tesselhoff. What was he? He wasn't a halfling. I can't even remember what he was. Some sort of small creature called Tesselhoff with a top knot in Dragonlance. That was a memory. They had something called the Welsh knot that school kids had to wear if they were caught speaking Welsh. Oof. Same sort of thing. They always made sure to include it in events and speeches. Buy me a couple of antidotes, I think, please. And yeah, upgrade that as well. Yeah, we'll buy a few of these. We'll buy like 10 of these. That chime is quite loud in my ears. I don't know if it's loud in there in your ears. And a key, maybe? I've never used one of these, but I should.